Hello, everybody. Scott Golden here with the Golden Opportunities Coaching YouTube channel. Welcome to those of you who are new. Welcome back to those of you seasoned veterans of what we do around here. And what we do around here is we discuss a variety of topics that are ultimately related to the coaching and psychological, emotional wellness, holistic wellness approach to living. Hopefully, that is a useful thing for you. If you're new and you haven't had a chance yet, please feel free to reach out. There's a couple ways to do that. You can reach out through Twitter at PO Perception, or you can reach out here in the About Me section. Go to my website, get information that way. I work with people on relationship, business, creativity, entertainment, and life coaching. So, probably something I can do to help you that way. Today we're going to talk about the 8 to 10 signs of a person who has a victim mentality complex. And victim mentality is a major part of our society because partially mainstream media has kind of glorified victimhood in a lot of ways. In previous generations, let's say 50 plus years ago, you'd have people who understand the concept that circumstances happen and you have to keep going, whereas people now glorify their hardships or the difficulties. Now, it doesn't mean that we can't experience the emotions, but the fixations on them and the reliving and retelling of the same negative stories can often give into perpetual victimhood. First thing that a perpetual victim is going to want to do is have control of the situation. They want control of the narrative, control of your attention, control of their public image, private image, how they're seen, how they're treated. Basically, the more control the victim can have, the better that it can be. Number one, it doesn't require them to change if they have that level of control. Number two, if they can control the narrative, they can gain more sympathy or money or time or energy or effort or whatever the heck they're looking to get out of the victimhood mentality. Now, it's not to say that sometimes when we're insecure, which is the next point in the list, a person with victim mentality is insecure, and at the most part, they're using that insecurity to get sympathy. Now, they may be aware or unaware sometimes. Victimhood is unconscious, it's a pattern of behavior as it relates to. I'm always used to being in a negative space. I'm always used to being on the defensive. I'm never going to get ahead. Nothing will ever change for me. Ultimately, there's challenges that way. Now, that doesn't have to be a person's reality. It doesn't have to be a person's awareness permanently or the way they behave. But for a lot of people, if it becomes the pattern, it's hard to break from that pattern. The reality of the situation is that as we begin to get to a better place, as we begin to understand the health and wellness of looking at things from another perspective, the easier it becomes to kind of see ourselves more completely and holistically. The next thing is blame. So blame becomes a major thing for the victim because when one can shift blame, they don't have to take any level of personal responsibility for the various things that they have done or the ways that they could have altered their behavior or perception in order to get better results in their life, personally, professionally, emotionally, spiritually, financially, or whatever the case may be. The passing of blame becomes almost an addiction. The next thing is focus on the past versus the present, or even to a lesser degree, the future. While the future is a co-creation, focusing on the future can be dangerous. If one doesn't at least have a partial eye toward the future, it can also be just as dangerous because living in the past and or relitigating and ruminating on the past can lead a person to, in fact, be in a negative space. The next kind of goes unto it, and that is the consistency of making excuses. Excuses goes along with blame because they kind of go hand in hand. If you have someone to blame, it's because that they are your out or your excuse to rationalize and legitimize your counterproductive behavior. Next thing is the realization that you need to kind of get to a healthier place. Most people who are in a victimhood mentality often struggle with, are they really happy people? And most often not. If you're relitigating negative experiences and ultimately a negative place to be, it can be super sensitive. Um, the next is the inability to trust. Even if a person has treated them well, or even if situations are going better than they used to, the trust and the belief that things will continue to go in a positive direction become extremely difficult for the victim. Matter of fact, trusting in positivity almost takes away their self identity, as in, if things got too positive, who would I be? I think bad things deserve to happen to me, or that's all that can happen to me. The next is the drain on your energy and the drain that they put with the pressure of expecting other people to fix their life. Um, can be something that victim mentality brings about for nearly every person. Um, that drain leads them to be more passive rather than proactive in changing their circumstances or their life situation. This is the mentality of waiting for other things to become better before taking any sort of investment or calculated risk in making life better for themselves. And then that leads to the last in our list, which is drama. So the level of drama at which a person is uncomfortable ultimately leads to, certain issues as it relates to how to go forward. If there's always drama, then they can validate the idea that, see, life never gets better for me, and here's the proof. Anyway, hopefully you're not dealing with someone that's bringing you victimhood. If you are, I'd love to be of help if I can. Until next time, keep your feet on the ground, your mind in the moment. Until next time, everybody.